Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another propaganda review with me, your host Imperial Dane, covering today the recently released Cossacks 3 hit last week, but well, I've been taking me a while to sort of get a review around and actually get to the details as to why it's that sort of later down the video. But Cossacks 3, I mean, roughly can basically be described. It's a remake of the first Cossacks, actually, with better graphics, basically. So it's nothing, in that department, hugely revolutionary. Nothing that's going to pop out anyone's eyeballs. So, I mean, for those who actually know it, I mean, you pretty much know what you're getting there. It's basically sort of Cossacks 1, a few extra bugs, although they are being ironed out, I do believe. So, of course, you might be wondering, for those who don't know, what is Cossacks? Well, Cossacks is basically sort of a 17th, 18th century sort of era game, basically sort of akin to the style of Age of Empires, except you manage a lot more resources. You got food, wood, iron, stone, gold, iron, and coal. Some of them which are based sort of more manageable resources. You've got a man for some food is sort of also for general upkeep. Iron and coal is also for, well, guns and ammo. Basically, if you got no coal and iron, you can't fire your guns, plus you need it for troops. Gold is for mercenaries and for upgrades. There's a lot of sort of systems there going on. There's like 5 campaigns, each of 5 missions, and each campaign mission is basically pretty big. There's sort of a lot of expansion, basically just playing a skirmish map here, so don't have to manage so much as well. But basically where you can sort of explore, you actually even got dialogue options in an RTS single player campaign. Go figure, and it's in some sense it's actually pretty ambitious, sort of pretty grand, if you will, trying to do a lot of stuff there. And overall, it sort of, tries to avoid some of the, how shall I say, pitfalls of other games like this. It's not too heavy on micromanage. For example, you have options for actually forming formations with your units, though. Actually, got to look up an academy for that. You need that one, which is actually quite expensive, and also takes a bit of time there to build. But go figure. But basically, you can then sort of, train up units and then form them into formations. You can also use shift click to sort of speed up that little process. And then once you've got an academy up, you can then sort of form up drummers and officers, and then you can sort of form up formations with them, which is actually a kind of neat system. Again, you're sort of using large formations anyways in most of the kind of these games. So again, having sort of more natural formations as part of the game that actually gives them bonuses is kind of neat. You can also use some guard stuff and so on, so on. But there, of course, is sort of one slight little pickle here with the game. That's one of the reasons why I haven't really gone around to playing it that much, or even been a bit delayed in the review. It's not because it's necessarily bad. It's just if the game is really too slow paced for me, everything takes ages in a sense. I mean, pikemen are faster trained, for example, but, as you might notice in Musketeers, and actually tells you the time here, it takes almost 3 times as long to sort of build, and you have to build a bunch of them to form a formation. It's going to take you, like, ages. And it's 36 just for the minimum formation, so 12 seconds times 36, and we're already into numerous minutes. By company's max, so you do already have 3 engagements over by that time. So that is some crazy stuff. For example, here the academy is also taking ages to build. I mean, the first sort of tutorial, takes almost an hour to get. I really think it was actually half an hour, but might be sort of more towards 1 hour just to happen. So again, there are some, how shall we say, bits of concern from my perspective. Again, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just, for me, it's much, much too slow paced. Much, much too slow paced. Again, it's nothing against the game itself. It's just, again, personally, it's not really a huge for me. Again, I can sort of see a lot of the good parts. Again, the formation system, for example, really makes sense. I mean, for the time period, again, it's trying the Age of Empires style again, so you could all argue back and forth if this sort of realistic. But again, it does make sense. I mean, that's the important bit. It does make sense. And ranged units, for example, can easily tear apart melee units. The thing is, though, you also got the 18th century where all of a sudden things shift. Pikemen are sort of more dominant here, and cheap to train and so on, they become even cheaper, but they also become less effective, whereas musketeers of the 18th century suddenly become really, really, really good. Also much faster to train, so there's some, for example, differences there going on. I'm just waiting for this again. I can sort of show the formation system, which I'm really keen on trying to show off somehow. Also, the academy is basically where you do all of your most of your research. You can also do minor research, for example, for your units here. Again, food, gold. And again, you might notice my food is dropping down since there's also one of the primary resources there. So again, if I run out of food, then people starve and die. That's basically it. So I mean, it's not a game running out. A lot of the Age of Empires sort of conventions, if you will, but of course adds in its own sort of stuff then. Again, it's a bit more ambitious again, campaign-wise. You have to explore, find out bits there, because in many cases it'll give you some of the tools and then you have to figure out the rest of the tools. For example, one mission, you have a lot of sort of Ottoman forts, but you don't have the artillery, so you've got to figure out a way to find the artillery, for example. So that requires a bit of exploration there from you as well. So in that regard, again, stuff happens. And again, here you got a ton of research you can do. Ton of it. Absolutely metric snot ton. You can also build fortifications, palisades, walls, towers. You got barracks of the 18th century, but again, as you might notice, that's bloody expensive compared to the other one. And you got diplomatic centers, which allows you to hire mercenaries, which are sort of more unique troops. They're not necessarily as good as regular troops. The list goes on, really. And there we go. We click on the officer, and there we go. You can sort of see again what he can command. We got sort of grenadiers, mercenaries, and we got roundheers. So we have, there you go, forming up there on rank, which is more sort of for, you know, shooting units. Assume column, sort of for, well, you know, better for assault units. And you got this one sort of more square formation for defending against cavalry, with sort of the officer and the drummer then are suddenly descending in the center. Quite handy stuff there. And again, it looks kind of cool. Again, it actually, you know, makes sense, which again is good. It makes sense, and again, I like this. But again, overall, personally, I do feel like one of the sort of, you know, things again sort of make me a bit, you know, on the game is basically, again, the pacing. It is, for my taste, too slow. And again, that's why it's been taking me some time. That's why the game was released around the 20th. To actually get around to making a review. And again, I've got nothing against the game. I can clearly see its strengths and its flaws. Again, it's a game for people with a lot of time, for example, which I don't necessarily always have. Or people just really like slow-paced RTS games. I mean, it's more like, you know, someone tried to make an RTS game more like a turn-based game, you know, rather more slow-paced. Again, combat will happen faster, but, you know, up till then, it's sort of everything just sort of happens slowly. It's no real huge rush there for the player. So again, it is by no length a bad game at all. Just, again, for my tastes, much too slow-paced. In particular, the campaigns again. I mean, they're really big, and again, they all look interesting, but a part of me just sort of gets like, oh dear, that's going to be a lot of time I have to spend on that, and I also got to do a video, got to look for replays, I got to stream, and then I got to do another video, and then so, you know, kind of like, it's hard for me to find all the time for it. But again, it's a nice game. Again, there's a lot of detail. There are some bugs there. For example, some events, for example, trigger for no apparent reason during the campaign. There's one with a sort of oxen cart with some resources on it. I never saw it, but apparently somehow cleared it. I even got an achievement for it, and I just kind of went like, well, I didn't do anything. I think I got enough there cutting stone. Actually, I might have too many cutting stones, so let's get some to it in the mercenary center. We can show off the mercenaries. Maybe actually get up an officer and a drummer so we can lead those glorious mercenaries into combat. So far, we're just sort of looking at the AI. I'm guessing he's somewhere in that department. So again, you know, fun, but again, not without its flaws. And again, well, again, not huge flaws. Again, the gameplay does make sense, but again, from my perspective, it's just too slow paced. And a part of me thinks like, you know, the whole system with coal and iron can feel a bit nebulous. Like, you know, I mean, you're not going to sort of pay attention to those small numbers. It can sort of feel a bit, you know, strange. And a part of me also feels like, you know, why not just have the player be able to train formations unless there's sort of kind of special partisan unit the likes are not used to formation. And part of me thinks, you know, wouldn't that make more sense, you know, actually fit in with the system better, just watching a unit just form up automatically and then send it out. A part of me thinks, you know, that would probably be, you know, a better sort of use of the system in a sense, you know, more efficient and more respecting of your player's time and sense. But again, that might not, of course, be who the game is catering towards. So again, who am I to say that? And also, here's a funny thing: you can actually hire 18th century units, you know, much sooner, which sort of feels a bit funny. But again, there's a lot of units. Then again, some that can be formed into formations, others can't. So yeah, let's hire a bunch of grenadiers. Whoops. Bit too many in there, but there we go. Really tall peaked caps. Just sort of marching out. Again, not the best units, but again, they can sort of do the trick, if you will. And that's only one of the ways of actually faster getting up. But again, they run on gold. And if you lose the gold, then they turn against you. So again, in that sense, again, it's a system that, kind of makes sense. Again, I like that stuff. But again, a part of me, again, it's just too slow for me. Otherwise, I'd probably enjoy it more. But it is a game that does demand time from the player. And again, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But again, it does make it, tricky for me to find the time sort of reviewed and the likes. But again, that's just me. I do feel sorry for them. I mean, again, they actually sent me the review code for this, but they didn't buy this. They kind of like, hey, you're cool. Want to review this game? And I said, sure. Just, have forgotten for actually, I was actually playing this game when I was a kid. I just, sort of forgot about it. I still need 2 more. And again, that sort of thing. You have sort of guessed the number correctly. Otherwise, you can't form the formations. Would be nice to sort of method. Also, by the way, you can actually sort of fill the formations up. Reinforce them. You train some more units. Then you click this one. They'll sort of automatically get in there. Right. Apparently not here, by the way. I'll send down my grenadiers towards the center, though, so they can link up. Are they down here? Well, we haven't gotten that far. But, guess they're not. I was kind of hoping to show you a bit of the combat as well. But there we go. We got a mercenary company marching away there, a mercenary detachment, platoon. All in full rank. But if not there, where could they be? I'm not even sure what nation I'm going up against. I'm just playing as the French. Actually, let's assume there for some reason. Got a feeling about it. Though, of course, I could just train some cavalry here, in this case, these Sikh Cossacks, which for some reason just flail about with their swords. So yeah, that's definitely also another way of just using mercenaries. Just sort of raiders and the like, scouts. So again, there's a lot sort of here with the system. There's a lot of potential. I don't know about the actual bands again. I haven't played that much. There is multiplayer. Saw some people playing it, so you can probably also play with some if you sort of, want to. No problems there. And again, taking up to the next entry requires a snot ton of resources. Oh, hello. There we go. We got an enemy. Oh, we're playing against the Spanish, and they're in the south there. So there we go. Quick research here to bolster the fortitude of the men. Hopefully they haven't been researched too much. And there you go. They even information that they'll move up on their own. But there we go. Sort of first battle. Again, it doesn't look that impressive. So again, for some reason, the drummers just staring at each other. So, how's the drumming going? Oh, drumming stuff. Holy moly, I just lost there. I guess they're more upgraded than me. And there you go. Spotted their base. Different architecture, as you might be noticing. And not looking too good there for me. But again, I was just sort of scouting about this. Obviously, I haven't paid much attention to research and relax. My men will probably done better there if, I, got the stuff right for them. So, go figure. Go figure. There you go. They even got guards that sort of posted. Moving up the Grenadier unit there. But again, overall, not a bad game. It's not the excellent. It's not going to be something that rocks the world. But again, if you do want, more slower paced RTSs, sort of like a mix, between Total War and, Age of Empires, this is probably the game for you. I mean, if you've got a lot of time on your hands, sailing, hospital, prison, probably not prison, I know. This game might be for you. So just sort of firing away there. That's really having no effect on them. Wow. Oh, there you go. They just dropped dead. Funny that. And for some reason, the officer's walking ahead of the rest of them. And it just went kaboom. Impressive. I'm guessing that part might not be quite sort of fully there yet. No, no, no. Don't! Stay in formation, you pillock. And that's sort of the funny thing again, despite having all formation, you know, they might be needed to have them stand ground, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, there we go, advancing slowly, cutting them down. Quickly cutting him down, 6 kills so far. Shooting them to bits, murdering my way through them. No, why are you doing that? You idiot. Again, that's a bit the funny system. I mean, clearly the formation system has some kinks in it. I mean, again, officers don't really seem interested in that preservation bit. And there go the grenadiers, you stab them with a bayonet, overwhelming the opponent. And of course, that might be, of course, being balanced argument. What's to stop you from just getting a bunch of grenadiers and just, stomping over the other guy if he's not ready for it? Except, of course, the officer going in and getting himself killed, the idiot. So yeah, go figure. Go figure. But, again, just sort of quick review. Again, sort of decent, sort of slow-paced RTS, but again, personally, not for me. Not for me. Again, nothing against it. It's just too slow-paced for me. Not quite the sort of style I suppose I sort of fully favour. But, it's definitely got its charms. It's definitely got some good gameplay sorted out. But again, too slow-paced for me. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you're interested in Cossacks, hopefully this might spur you onwards towards it. And if not, well, fair enough. But again, if there was, great. And this is Imperial Name signing off. And see you all another time for another review. Cheers.